Imagine stepping outside your home, feeling the familiar breeze on your face and the warmth of the sun on your skin, and coming face to face with a Tyrannosaurus rex, a creature from a time long past, now standing before you in all its terrifying glory. Now imagine that this colossal creature is not a relic of the past, but a fellow human, towering over you with an imposing presence. This fantastical scenario, while seemingly impossible, allows us to explore the profound implications of a dramatic shift in human scale. Picture giant humans navigating through our cities, interacting with our environment in ways we never thought possible. What if, overnight, we were to grow to the size of dinosaurs? How would our biology, our environment, and our very civilization adapt to this monumental change? The challenges and opportunities would be immense, and our very civilization adapt to this monumental change. Our cities would need to be redesigned, our infrastructure reimagined, and our daily lives transformed in unimaginable ways. The very notion of humans towering over skyscrapers, casting long shadows over our urban landscapes, and turning mountains into speed bumps is both exhilarating and terrifying. It forces us to rethink our relationship with the natural world. It challenges our understanding of our place in the world, making us question our dominance and our vulnerabilities, and forces us to confront the limitations of our current existence. We would need to innovate, adapt, and evolve in ways we have never imagined. This is not merely a thought experiment in science fiction, but a journey into the heart of what makes us human. It's a reflection on our potential and our resilience. But a journey into the heart of what makes us human. It's about understanding our capacity for adaptation, our ability to overcome challenges, and our drive to explore the unknown. It's about understanding our capacity for adaptation, our resilience in the face of change, our relationship with our environment, and how we can coexist with the world around us in harmony, and the boundless possibilities that lie at the intersection of imagination and reality. The future is a canvas, and our imagination is the brush. Let's embark on this extraordinary exploration together and see where our imaginations can take us. The human body, a marvel of intricate engineering, is finely tuned for our current size. Every organ, every cell, works in harmony to maintain our delicate balance. A sudden drastic increase in size would necessitate a complete overhaul of our biological systems. This transformation would not be a simple scaling up, but a fundamental redesign of our anatomy. Our bones, currently designed to support a fraction of the weight they would now bear, would need to become denser and stronger, perhaps even taking on new structural forms. This would involve changes at the cellular level, altering the very fabric of our skeletal system. Our muscles, responsible for our every move, would have to adapt to propel a mass several thousand times greater. This would mean not just an increase in muscle size, but also a change in muscle composition and function. Our hearts, the tireless pumps of our circulatory system, would face the Herculean task of circulating blood throughout bodies that now span the length of city blocks. The cardiovascular system would need to evolve to handle the increased demand, possibly developing new pathways and mechanisms. The energy demands of such a transformation would be astronomical, requiring a complete reevaluation of our dietary needs and metabolic processes. Our digestive systems would need to become more efficient, capable of extracting maximum energy from our food. The challenges extend beyond mere size. Our entire way of life would need to adapt to these new physical realities. Our senses, accustomed to the world at our current scale, would be bombarded with a cacophony of new stimuli. The sensory organs would need to recalibrate to process this influx of information without overwhelming the brain. The delicate balance of our inner ear, responsible for our sense of balance, would be thrown into disarray. New mechanisms for maintaining equilibrium would need to be developed. Even the simple act of breathing would require a complete reimagining of our respiratory system. Lungs would need to become more efficient, possibly evolving new structures to facilitate the increased oxygen demand. Our world, built to the scale of our current stature, would become woefully inadequate for a race of giants. Buildings would shrink to the size of dollhouses, roads would transform into narrow pathways, and the intricate networks of power lines and communication cables would resemble delicate threads strewn across the landscape. Transportation, a cornerstone of modern society, would undergo a radical transformation. Cars would be rendered obsolete, replaced by colossal vehicles capable of accommodating our newfound size. Air travel, already a logistical challenge, would need to be completely reimagined, with aircraft dwarfing even the largest cargo planes in existence today. Bridges, tunnels, and other feats of engineering would need to be reevaluated for their ability to withstand the increased weight and stress. The very fabric of our infrastructure would need to be rewoven, demanding a global effort of unprecedented scale and coordination. The homes we once knew would become relics of a bygone era. Imagine trying to navigate your living room when a single footstep spans the entire length of the house. Furniture would need to be redesigned, doors would tower like archways, and staircases would become monumental structures. Cities, once bustling centers of human activity, would transform into obstacle courses. Streets would become canyons, and buildings would loom like cliffs. Navigating this new urban landscape would require a combination of agility and caution, as even a misstep could have disastrous consequences. Transportation would be a monumental challenge. Cars, buses, and trains would be rendered obsolete, replaced by colossal vehicles or perhaps even by new forms of transportation yet to be imagined. Imagine riding atop giant, bioengineered creatures or soaring through the skies in personal airships. Section 5. You are what you eat. Food and resource consumption. The energy demands of a giant-sized human would be staggering. Our current agricultural systems, already strained to feed the global population, would be woefully inadequate. Food production would need to increase exponentially, requiring vast swaths of land to be converted for farming and raising livestock. Water consumption would skyrocket, placing immense pressure on freshwater sources. The environmental impact of our increased resource consumption would be profound, forcing us to confront the delicate balance between our needs and the sustainability of our planet. New sources of food might need to be explored, perhaps even synthetically engineered to meet our colossal appetites. The very act of eating would become a logistical feat, requiring specialized tools and techniques to process and consume food at such a scale. Section 6. The social fabric, interactions, and relationships. Our social interactions, shaped by our current size and physical capabilities, would undergo a profound transformation. Imagine the change in dynamics between individuals when a handshake could crush bones, or a hug could topple a building. Communication would take on new forms. Voices, amplified by our massive frames, would boom across vast distances. Body language, already a powerful form of nonverbal communication, would become even more significant, with subtle gestures carrying the weight of entire sentences. Intimacy, both physical and emotional, would need to be redefined. Simple acts of affection like holding hands or kissing would require careful consideration and coordination. The dynamics of families, friendships, and romantic relationships would all be irrevocably altered. Section 7. The new apex predator, our place in the ecosystem. Our place in the food chain would be undisputed, as we would stand at the very top, unrivaled by any other species. With our newfound size and strength, we would ascend to the position of apex predator, capable of overpowering even the largest creatures on Earth. No animal, no matter how formidable, would pose a threat to us. However, this newfound dominance would come with a heavy responsibility. We would need to carefully consider the impact of our actions on the natural world. The delicate balance of ecosystems worldwide would be thrown into disarray. Our presence and activities could lead to unforeseen consequences. Our need for sustenance would require massive quantities of food, potentially decimating populations of prey animals and disrupting natural food chains. This could lead to a cascade of ecological effects. The very survival of countless species would depend on our ability to manage our impact on the environment. Conservation efforts would become more critical than ever. We would have a choice to make: to rule with an iron fist, exploiting the planet's resources for our own gain, or to embrace our role as stewards, using our dominance to protect and preserve the delicate web of life. The future of our planet would hinge on this crucial decision. Section 8. A world of possibilities, a world of challenges. The prospect of humans growing to the size of dinosaurs presents a paradoxical world. On one hand, it's a world brimming with possibilities. We could reshape our environment to suit our needs, traverse vast distances with ease, and potentially unlock new frontiers of scientific discovery. Imagine constructing colossal structures that dwarf even the pyramids of Giza, or embarking on interplanetary journeys in spacecraft the size of cities. The limitations of our current size would vanish, replaced by a realm of seemingly limitless potential. However, this world of possibilities is inextricably linked to a world of challenges. The ecological consequences of our transformation would be severe, forcing us to confront the limits of our planet's resources and our responsibility to preserve the delicate balance of nature. Section 9. The giant question: could we, should we? The question of whether humans could grow to the size of dinosaurs is, for now, firmly rooted in the realm of science fiction. The biological hurdles alone are immense, requiring fundamental alterations to our anatomy, physiology, and even our very DNA. But the question of could we is overshadowed by a more profound question: should we? Even if we possess the technological prowess to achieve such a feat, the ethical implications would be staggering. Would it be morally justifiable to fundamentally alter our species and irrevocably transform our planet in pursuit of such a radical evolutionary leap? The answer, like the consequences themselves, would be anything but simple. It would demand a profound reflection on our values, our responsibilities, and our place in the grand tapestry of life.